Okay, so everyone, are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, yes, right. You can start.
Okay, so basically today we will go into just do the session of smart license. And what I have done is I have segregated the today's session among two different days. So today, day one, we will just discuss about the smart license, about specific license reservation, and like general troubleshooting, which we do on the smart license. And on the day two, we will be covering the smart license using policy. So before going to the smart license, let's just have a quick discussion on traditional license. So when the smart license was not there, so basically if any device this customer is having, they need to register any license there. So basically they used to have a PAK file. With that PAK file, so the license team used to generate the license and they used to share that to the customer. Now what customer does, so basically they will take that license file, put it to their boot flash, to the flash memory, flash drive, and then they used to install that license on the router, on the switch, on the devices. So basically that was little bit of hectic, and just to make them easier in use, so Cisco introduced this smart license, which customer can manage from their end also. So it will be reducing much effort for both customer and for us. So basically, smart license was actually introduced and was mandatory on after the iOS XE 16.10.1a. That was made a mandatory release on all the boxes. So as I mentioned, there's a specific license reservation. Basically, that is used when any device is not connected to the internet. So basically, we don't have any reachability to our Cisco portal from the device. Then we are going to use this specific license reservation. And the specific license reservation was actually introduced post 16.11.1a. And at that time, post that release, Cisco started a duration of 365 days to allow the end user, to allow the customer to get the device registered to the. Now, the basically overview and the benefits of smart license, as I mentioned, in the smart license, we don't be seeing any PAKs and all. It will be directly, we have to get the license there on the portal. We will configure on the device, and from the device, we will just pull the license from the Cisco portal. Now, in this case, the benefits which we are having, basically the customer will be having the overview of what all license they have purchased. Secondly, if I suppose, let's say we have multiple virtual accounts, we can have multiple virtual account in a smart account. Now, let's say in any of the virtual account, we have a shortage of any license. So this smart license allows us to move the license from one virtual account to the another. Then secondly, we have to just, it is something like we have to generate a token from the smart account portal, and then we have to use that token on the device to get the smart account to the device to register to the license. So I will just show you those under next slides. Now, basically the prerequisite for anything to be do with the smart, basically there is a smart account which needs to be there from the customer end. Now the device should be registered under the CSSM, and then the third is basically the layer 3 connectivity, which I talked about. If we don't have the connectivity, we have to go with the specific license reservation. And then just post to the smart license using policy was introduced after 17.3.2, as I have mentioned this screenshot, it is taken from the portal. So for ISR 4K, 17.3.2, 4K, like that, we have this or releases post that smart license using policy was introduced. Now, let's talk about how we are going to register the device using this smart account. So if anybody have any question or something, just let me know in middle. So basically what we have to do on the device end, we will be configuring the call home service. And then, as I mentioned on the smart account portal, basically we have to go to the software page. From there, we have to go smart account. In there, we will be having a smart account. We have to just log in with our smart account. Under that, we will be having multiple virtual accounts in place. So what we need to do, we have to go under the virtual accounts. So after going there, we will be having multiple options. So I will just tell you in the next slide. So basically, this is a default call home configuration which we are going to use. So basically, we have to go under the configuration terminal. Go under that. So we have to enable the call home service. For that, we have to just put the service call home command. Once you enter this command, the call home service will get activated. Post that, you have to just go to call home. Under that, you have to create a profile Cisco TAC1 and then destination transport method HTTP. And then we have to just use the destination active email address. We have to provide this and then active. So if you give a show run, you will be able to see like this output here. And before 16.10.1a, because 16.10.1a can post that release, the smart license is mandatory on the devices. Before that, if we need to configure smart license on any device, we have to use the command license smart enable. This will enable the smart license on the account. So what we have to do, as I mentioned, to go to the get a token ID, how to generate a token ID, we have to go to the software.cisco.com. Under that, we have to go to the software licensing portal. We will be logging into the account, and then under this inventory tab, so there are multiple tabs here: alert, inventory, license conversion, reports, satellites, activity, preferences. Under that inventory, we have to go to our virtual account. Under there, we will see on the general tab itself, we have a place called as new token. So there we will click on to generate a new token for any device. Post that, once you create on a new token, you have to just specify a name for which, let's say, we will just provide the device name or something just for the remembering purpose that, okay, this token is being used for this device. And then once the token is generated, just copy the token ID, paste it on a notepad or somewhere, and then you have to go to the device, and on the device end, you have to just type this command license smart register ID token and the token ID. So after you enter this one, so the registration to the smart account will start at that instance. And to validate that, we have to give show license all. So under the show license all output, we will be able to see the registration process. If it is get activated, it will show us registered. If it is not, if any error is there, we would be able to see the error also there. And apart from that, if you need to go more into errors or something, if we get show logging, we can use to see what all errors are there on that. Now, when the license has been configured and it is enabled, so basically we will be getting a tenure of 365 days. Now, to renew that tenure from 365 days, we will use this command license smart renew auth. So that authorization will actually get enabled, will actually get renewed. So now, basically, when we are using any traditional license, let's say when we are going to upgrade my device from any earlier release of 16 to the release which supports the smart license, and you have to convert that license, that traditional license, into smart. So what we are going to do in that case, we will be enabling a DLC process. So what we have to do in that, we have a simple command, let's say that is a license smart conversion start. Once we enter that command, our DLC process will initiate. And that process we can just verify using the command show platform software license DLC. Okay, and now after that, once what happens, once we register the devices, we can just do the verification from CSSM, verification from the satellite and the on-prem. So before that, yeah, one more thing. So when we have a connectivity to my Cisco portal, we can directly go with the call home service. But when we have an on-prem server, in that case, a same thing we have to do. If you see the portal in the screenshot on the right side, we have a similar type of tabs here. Under the general tab, same we have to get a token. We have to just generate a token from the general tab from the on-prem server, and then we will use that token ID under device to get it registered with the on-prem server. The steps are same when you are do with the Cisco portal, when you do with the on-prem. But yeah, we have to just make sure we have to validate once you have entered the command using show license all. And to verify if your device has been there on the inside the portal, we can just check the conversion history here. We will be able to see the product instance under the software page, under the smart account, under the also under the on-prem server. So this is what like the DLC we used to going to do. So basically, for the smart, it is not much hectic task to do because steps are quite simple here. So basically, when we are not having a connectivity from a device to the licensing portal. So what we are going to do initially in that case, we will be going with the specific license reservation. Now, this specific license reservation actually gets divided into three steps. So first steps is actually to generate the reservation request local. So this command will generate the code, the reservation code. Now, what we have to do, same thing, we have to go to the software page. There is a link where we have to enter that authorization code. Once you enter that authorization code, and then you have to do next, there from there on the tool, you will again get a code here, reservation code back. That is a file. You can generate a file, or otherwise you can copy that and paste it on a file. Then you have to put the file into your device, and then the third step is to use that file to register the device using the SLR, that is your specific license reservation. And thus, if you have any license which needs to be updated, the similar thing, we have to go under the product instances tab under that virtual account. Then we have two option to click to the update reserved licenses. From there, we can just generate again the authorization code, and then we can just install that authorization code into my router. So basically, any doubts till now? So if silence is there, then let's take it as no. So I have just mentioned some of the links here, basically to go to the smart account in the SLR guide DLC. And basically, let's come to some of the general troubleshooting which we used to see on the smart license. So basically, regular issues which we used to see on the smart license, I have just used like 4 here just to explain. So whenever we are going to register my devices with this smart account, sometimes we used to see a HTTP communication failure. Like we used to see HTTP communication failure, we can see out of compliance, then failure reason which says that are waiting for the reply. Like that, we used to see multiple codes. So I have just taken like 4 things here. So just to show like what needs to be done whenever we face any such issues here. So when we see the HTTP communication failure under the show license, so what happens? My device, when it is connected to the internet and is communicating to my tools.cisco.com, let's say we have not defined the source interface of HTTP source interface, then we used to get this error. Basically, it says my device is not able to don't know actually from which interface I have to go. I have to reach out to the tools.cisco.com. So for that, the fix is to apply the IP HTTP client source interface, and then we have to provide the interface number. Similarly, out of compliance error message. So out of compliance, when we get is, let's say we have 100 licenses in my virtual account, but my device is requiring more than that. My storage on the basically my all the licenses on my virtual account is fulfilled. And if any device comes which needs more license, we will get the out of compliance. So in that case, when we see the out of compliance error message populating, we can reach out to like the advanced services team, or we can inform to the customer. So basically there is a shortage of license which they need to fulfill. So what they can do, they have the customer will be purchasing the license. So they will be having their order ID, they might having their sales order. So that with that, they have to reach out to our end to the Cisco license team, who will actually add all the license which are present on that order under their virtual account. Once it is done, so if they want to move that license from one virtual account to another, it's customer choice. But yeah, that we have to make sure that the licenses are added on the portal, which customer can validate later on that how many licenses they have purchased should be present on their virtual accounts. So there was also a field notice basically which we have to just validate. I will just show you this later on the basically what needs to be done in this case. And as I mentioned, the SLA trust point failure reasons also. So basically there is a CRL fetch for the trust point fail. So what we have to do, we have to use that trust point, SLA trust point. We have to make the revocation check none. Why this is? Because this usually comes when the customer is having an on-prem server, connectivity with the on-prem server. So what happens? Let's say customer device is on one data center, but the on-prem is on the another data center. So in that case, the certificate checks are going to fail. So that's the reason we have to make sure that certification check we are making as none, so that the checks won't happen and the connectivity communication will get working between the on-prem and the device. So these are like the four things which I just captured, which are like a regular issue which I saw while troubleshooting any smart licensing case. But yeah, smart licensing using policy we will cover on the next session. So let me just show you on the portal basically what we all needs to do. I'll just share my Firefox. Just 1 minute. Okay. So any doubts till now? Any questions which you have?
No, Rohit, we are good. Thank you.
Okay. So basically what we have to do, we have to go to Cisco Software Central, software.cisco.com. Then we have to click on this Smart Software Manager. Just go to the Manage Licenses. Now, when you open this one, so these are the alerts which says, if you see here, there is an insufficient license alert. If so, let's say, as I mentioned, the out of compliance. So when the customer device will try to fetch any of these licenses which are having insufficient, they will get the out of compliance message. Now, if I go to my inventory, so what we have to do, we have multiple virtual account. So customer basically needs to decide from which account they are going to register the device. They have to just select that one. So let's say we just to show purpose, we will just take a pack tag. And then what we have to do, we have to just generate a new token from here. Once you click on proceed, you have to give a description. So let's say we can give any description like this. I will just mention it as test, or you can, if the device host name is there or something like that, we can just give it. Expiry date, we can just give it as a 365 days. And then we have to just click on the create token. So once that token gets created, just click on this arrow. So this will show you the token ID. Just copy this one. And as I mentioned, you have to just go on the device and license smart, register and token ID. And you have to use this token there to start the registration process. Now, once the registration process is completed, you can actually see your device under the product instances. So once the registration is successful, we will be able to see the device in this product instance. Even once the license conversion is done, the licenses will be able, we will be able to see all the licenses here. What all licenses are present under the virtual account, we will be able to see. Now, when I was talking about the specific license reservation, when we don't have the connectivity. So what we have to do, basically under the same inventory, we have this options license reservation. So once we click on the license reservation, once we have the authorization code which we generated from the device, we have to select that code. We have to just enter this code here, and then we have to just click on next. Okay, so the code is not valid. My bad. I don't have the code right now, any code here. So what we have to do, basically we have to put the code here. Then next step will be what a license you are going to use. Either it is a, let's say, advanced enterprise, HSEC license, throughput license. You have to select those. It will be like a checkbox. Once you select them, and then you have to just do next. You have will be an option to review. Okay, what all selections you have made. Once you see everything is correct, then you have to submit it. Once you submit, similar to the token ID, there will be a authorization code which will be generated. Either you can download it via file, or you can just copy and save it on a notepad on a local. So once you do, and after that, the third step was to go on the device and use this authorization code to get the device registered with the SLR. Then with similar thing, we have the on-prem. So what happens once we can see the on-prem accounts from here, what customer has configured. So with this details, we can just log into the on-prem server. From the on-prem server, similar thing, we can go to the general tab. From there, we have to generate the token ID and we have to use the token to get the device registered with the smart license. And also one thing which I don't have the access to this product license registration portal, but I just wanted to tell this thing. So let's say whenever we do a RMA of a device, so when the RMA has been sent out to the customer, the license used to get transferred. So once the license transferred, let's say the RMA was provided, but the license transfer which was done was not converted to the smart. So basically customer will reach out to us. We might be opening a collab with the licensing team to get that converted. But what we can actually do, basically we have to go to this product license registration portal. I don't have the access, otherwise I could show you clearly here. So what we can do is once you go to that portal, there will be an option to add a device. Once you add the device there, you will be able to see what are licenses that were converted from your old device to the new device. Then you have to just select all those licenses and you have to convert them to smart. Once you convert them to smart, then your new device will actually get populated under your smart account. Then you will be able to see the new device here. So we have to do that step in order to fulfill the requirement of the RMA. Because we see like multiple cases when customer will get the RMA, they will perform the upgrade. Once that upgrade is done, they are going to register the device using the smart account. But with that new device, they are with a new serial number. And also there is an option when you do the RMA of the device on the same portal, we will be having an option. Just minute. Let me just see if I can see it here. So basically, it will tell us that if you are performing an RMA of the device, we can directly directly transfer the licenses. So it is not from here, I guess. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So if you see here, product instance, let's say, suppose this device, this is one of the device which was RMA. So what we can do, we can just transfer the licenses from here. Okay, so not from this one. Actually, it will be done from the next tab. From the this one, product license. 1 second. Okay, no, it will done from that page, product license registration portal, which I was talking about. From there also, you can just transfer that license from the old device to the RMA device.
So, Rohit, I just have a
Yeah,
question. So, that is okay, means transfer and all that.
yeah,
Most common thing which I have faced, let's say my customer is running the whatever the 16.9 or some version where he does
okay,
not have any smart licensing configured, right? So what
yeah, yeah,
will do, they will upgrade the device. Okay. So
correct.
now the thing is, sorry, uh, advanced enterprises and these licenses. So
Hmm.
for that also, do we require to means the count should be available on the portal, or it is like a honored based license? So this is the confusion area, especially
Yeah.
for me.
So in that case, I will just tell you. So whenever you see there is a device
Mhm,
before the conversion,
mhm,
under device, if you see if any license that is permanent on the device,
mhm,
so that permanent license actually once you convert it, or once you upgrade the device, it will show you as a perpetual there. Under the show license all, you will see, let's say, advanced enterprise. Under that advanced enterprise will show you as a perpetual license. That perpetual license is actually a permanent license. Even there is no need to just see on the portal if it is available or not. But
mhm.
some cases will be there where even you see the advanced enterprise license will not show on the device. So customer had purchased that license and then they have used the license to get that device registered with the advanced enterprise. So in that case, when you convert the device, when you convert the licensing to the smart, you will be able to see the that advanced enterprise license under your account, under your virtual account. then that license can be pulled on the device once the upgrade is made. Then the same duration, whatever it was made, whatever it was pending there, we will be able to see the same thing on the output. So if the accounts, yeah,
So means, let's say, if the device is going to upgrade from the traditional to smart. Okay,
yeah,
so that upgrade has been done.
yeah.
Sorry. After that, customer has to register the device and run the DLC process, or they have to first run the DLC process and then register the device. How it should be?
No, you can just do the upgrade. Post upgrade is done. You can just enable the DLC.
So DLC will also do the registration under that particular virtual account.
No, it will just start converting your licenses. So that will be under the virtual account. Yes, that's right. But yeah, post that I have to just confirm. Like we have to generate a token and then we have to use that to
Correct.
get that. Yeah,
Means after the upgradation, the very first step we have to do is to register the device.
that's right. That's it. Once the device is registered, we
Mhm.
have to initiate the DLC.
We have to initiate the DLC. So once the DLC will be done, okay. So let's say this is whatever you are saying, like permanent to perpetual. That's okay. So once
Yeah.
the conversion is successful, so on the
Hmm.
smart portal, will I able to see the licenses that are perpetual, means that are showing perpetual in the device? Means I can see the same quantity on the smart portal also.
Just 1 minute. Okay. So basically, when the license will be convert, no, the perpetual won't show, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The perpetual won't show. If the license is purchased by the customer
Mhm.
and that is under the sales order or the order ID, those licenses we will be able to see under the smart account.
Smart account, virtual account.
Virtual account, that's right, the virtual account. So like let's say the throughput license and all are there. So those throughput license are like customer will be purchasing. So once you enable the throughput, those license we will be able to see because that will get fetched from the virtual account. But there
Okay.
are some, yeah,
Yeah, I'm done. Okay.
okay, okay. So any other questions, anyone? Okay, second, if it is silence, I guess there is no questions in that case. And yeah, let me show you like how to transfer the licenses also. So basically on the same virtual account, we have to just go on the licenses tab. From here, we have to just select the license what we have to transfer. We can just click on the actions, just click on the transfer. From here, whatever the quantity we have to transfer, just we have to select that. We have to select the virtual account here, which to which we have to transfer that. So just select the virtual account and then we have to give a quantity and then we have to click on the transfer. So once you do this, the licenses, the quantity will get reduced. So right now the balance is 3. If we just see if you transfer the 3 license and if you click on the transfer, those 3 license will get reduced from here and will get added to the virtual account. So this is how we will be transferring the license from one virtual account to the another. Okay, so I guess let me just stop the sharing it and the recording.